The Pokemon Go Wild Area event was a huge mess, and today we're going to be talking about that. So, Pokemon Go has had its newest type of event called the Wild Area this past weekend, and it was a huge mess. It had a week lineup event beforehand, and then it had the actual event on Saturday and Sunday this week, and it is a huge mess, and I want to talk about that today. So, let's get into it. To anyone who doesn't know, I am the Geek, and welcome to my channel. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and Pokemon Go has been something I play almost daily. It's a huge thing I really enjoy playing, and, well, anytime there's a new event, I like to try to participate the best I can. And unfortunately, Pokemon Go's Wild Area event was a money-grabbing, financially poorly done event, and I wasn't a huge fan. So, what was Pokemon Wild Area in general? Well, it was a brand new type of event, much like Go Fest or Go Tour, where Pokemon Go has a week lineup beforehand or prior events, trying to get people all prepared for it with some Pokemon debut or some kind of new form debut, and sometimes it being a hit and sometimes it being a miss. A good example of a huge miss would be putting the brand new Pokemon debut Toxel behind 10-kilometer eggs. Not just asking people to go out and pay for a special research to half the distance on egg hatching, but also having people buy egg incubators because, well, 10k eggs were not guaranteed every single spin, and also putting it at a 3-tier for free users didn't exactly make the Toxel egg situation very well done. And of course, having a lot of popular rating event Pokemon, such as both Primal Pokemon and the Origin Pokemon in there, didn't exactly make this an event that wasn't going to be asking for a lot of money. So let's get into this. So right away we have the event that happened beforehand, which was the Japanese version of the same event. It didn't sound like it was too bad, but of course, how do we know? We weren't there. Most of us weren't there. This was something that probably you had to get a Niantic invite or live in Japan. So let's get into the stuff we could participate in. The week lining up, they did two things. As I already said, the 10k egg debut of Toxel. And let's just say this. Niantic, stop putting Pokemon, such as a brand new Pokemon, only in eggs. It's a bad look. It's money grabbing. You should put it rather in field researches or have it just in the wild. I don't understand why it's so hard to put a brand new Pokemon in the wild. Just do it. It's going to make people happier. It's not going to be money grabbing. It's just, come on. And then, of course, there was a raid event going on the whole week, too. As I said, it had Primal Groudon Kyogre, and it also had the Origin form of Dialga and Palkia as repeat events. And you could pay $5 for an egg research, or you could pay $5 for a rating. If you had the rating one, you got some raid passes, and you could increase the amount of raids you did throughout the week. If you paid for the egg one, it would halve your egg distances, and it would take the Toxel 3-tier and make it a single tier, so it would be easier to get. But I'm going to say I call bullshit. I did a total of 50 egg hatches, and I got 2 Toxels during the pre-event lineup. So right away, I was very displeased. But of course, that wasn't the big song and dance. The big song and dance was the debut of Toxtricity. Now, why was this important to have him in not just normal raids, 4 stars, but also having available in 4-star Dynamax raids and the 6-star Gigantamax raids? Well, it's because not only was Toxel rare, but only needed 400 candies to evolve. Anyone and their uncle can see that it was much easier to spend money on raid passes and go out and do raiding on the actual day of the event. And that's the big thing, is this event was just a money grubbing event. Mind you, I went free to play. I didn't want to give money for this event, so I didn't. And I participated on the Friday part of this event. And it was not that interesting. Right away, I'm going to say this, without having the actual research event, what it gave you wasn't that interesting. And the Safari Ball bonuses weren't that great. We'll talk about the Safari Ball situation in a second, but that's not the important thing to talk about. What we gotta talk about is just how abysmal the free-to-play experience was for this event. Right away, we can say that this event was not meant for free-to-play users. No shiny boost. The only real benefit was Toxel raids for Toxel eggs were giving you a 1-star, and there were unlimited raid events throughout all of Saturday and Sunday. And the brand new mechanic that's gone now, where you could actually join someone's raid from your friend list. This was neat, but like I said, this event wanted your wallet open. $15 for a research. They wanted you to buy raid passes because it was unlimited, so they wanted you to do unlimited 5-star raids, Dynamax raids. They wanted you to do all these raids and open your wallet. And egg incubators. They wanted you to just go out and buy egg incubators to get more and more money from your wallet. This was a very money-grubbing event, and I'm not a fan of what happened here. Honestly, it's bad luck. And let's talk about the thing they did introduce in the event. 2 brand new things. First, we have Mighty Pokemon. Now, don't get this mixed up with the Mightiest Mark Pokemon from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is a completely different thing. Mighty Pokemon are basically max-statted, max-IV'd Pokemon who appeared in the wild, who had roughly the same catch rate as a legendary bird from your daily incense spawn. Meaning that if you miss a single ball, it's very likely they fled. And if you missed, they were gone forever, and you had to hope the next mightiest Pokemon was a much easier spawn rate. They were not, and I can tell you that for a fact. I failed multiple mightiest raids, or mightiest Pokemon, and of course, you could get an increased chance of catching it with the brand new Safari Ball, which also had its own problems. The brand new Safari Ball that they introduced was very interesting. So you could get 2 for free, or multiple if you were paying for the event, and they had a better chance of catching Pokemon during the event, or had a better chance of catching the mightiest Pokemon. With one major downside. When it hit 6 p.m., they deleted themselves from your inventory. Yep, so if you couldn't get to the free one until like 5 p.m., you had an hour to use your free Safari Balls. And it wasn't good. And they weren't guaranteed. I had 3 separate occasions where I had a Pidgeot, a Gold Raspberry, and a Safari Ball. And on all 3 occasions, this mighty Pidgeot fled. So it was not a perfect event. A mixture of the poor Safari Ball, the boring event with just a lot of common poison and electric type Pokemon. Nothing that I honestly haven't had a chance to catch the rest of this year already. It wasn't an exciting event. Making Toxel and Toxtricity such a money-grubbing event, having me spend $15 at the very most during this event to get 3 Toxtricities, 2 Toxels, and a cool-looking Snorlax with a leather jacket really wasn't a great event. I got 1 shiny, not during event hours, and the confetti effect that they were boasting about during this event disappeared. And basically 2 hours into the event and stopped trying to spawn. Probably because Niantic, yet again, was having issues keeping this kind of effect going. And then to kick us in the teeth, by the time this video has debuted, there will be the end of the season event, which is another egg event, even asking players to put more time and more money into egg incubators to get a Galarian Corsola. Oh, it's so glorious. Oh, and raids too, because of course this shiny Satian Zamazenta raids, along with the shiny Regieleki and Regidrago egg raiding events will start going. And yet again, more money they want you to put into the game to get shinies. And honestly, I can't be bothered. I'm gonna do a few eggs, but this event has just got so bad. Wild Area event is not going to be good. This newest season looks very interesting, though. We're going to have the Unova Go Tour events. And at the very least, I'm going to predict that the Master Unlock is going to be a shiny Meliata, because it just got the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet debut, so it's probably going to be what the big Pokemon is. And of course, the big rating thing they're going to push for the event is going to be probably fusion forms of Kyurem with the black and white variant. But honestly, who knows? Also, I did see Poltergeist is going to have its debut, so that's a little interesting. But I'm going to say this. Niantic, the Wild Area event, was very money grubbing, and I think if you're going to do this event next year, you need to back down on the monetization. This was very bad, it looks very bad, and I think that you guys need to reconsider how you do these events. If you're going to make a ticket event item, you shouldn't have 2 more ticket events for the week leading up, and or you should provide enough free egg incubators during the research to make it worth the while to go for a Toxel. Or you shouldn't put Toxel or whatever brand new Pokemon you're going to do behind eggs and raids. Especially with a 400 candy rate, that's ridiculous. But of course, this is just my own humble opinions on the matter. If you guys are interested in more Pokemon related content, I do plan on eventually covering the mainline games down the line. And also, I'll probably be sassy and talk about any other Pokemon Go event that I didn't think was very good. I hope to catch you guys all back here in the next time. Geek out.